in order to best handle this unit, we have to make sure we can first of all handle fractions with just numbers. So this prep work will discuss different ways of handling different situations with fractions. First one is to reduce and simplify fractions. So if you look at this one right here, we notice first of all that they are both divisible by 2. If I divide each by 2, I get 8 over 22, which is also divisible by 2. So our final answer in this case, reduced, would be 4 over 11. This next set of questions here is asking you to multiply and then reduce, which is an option. So multiplying fractions, it says times between the fractions, but this is not a cross product. This is multiplication, so we multiply top times top, bottom times bottom, and we get 12 over 54. And then we reduce. So we notice that they're both even again. So we divide each one by 2 and get 6 over 27. And we notice they're both divisible by 3. So we get 2 over 9. The next set, though, is asking you to reduce first. So if we do that, we notice right away that the 3 and 9, well, 3 is divisible by 3, 9 is divisible by 3, so we get 1/3. 4 and 6 are both even, so we divide each of those by 2, and we get 2/3. So now we're looking at the fraction 1/3, 1/3 times 2/3. If we multiply those, top times top now, bottom times bottom, we get 2/9. So a different way to do the question, but the same result. Dividing fractions are no different than multiplying, but you have to adjust before you can multiply. So we take this 4/5 divided by 4/9 and rewrite it as 4/5 times, and we flip the second fraction. So this one has to flip. And that allows us to change the division to multiplication, and then we're back to where we were before. Now when you simplify before you multiply, you can simplify vertically, up and down, like we did in the last question, or we can simplify diagonally. So I notice that I have a 4 here and a 4 here, and I can cancel. And that leaves me with 1 in their place, so 1 times 9 is 9, 5 times 1 is 5, and that is reduced. And the last kind of question we're going to look at here for prep work for the unit is adding and subtracting. Now adding and subtracting requires that you have a common denominator. That's the only time that you need one. So you have to make sure that you have a common denominator so that you can add numerators. Now the top one here is good because we have 9s on the bottom. So that's all set. It has common denominators, so I can go ahead and write 7 plus 6 over 9. We add that together and we have 13 over 9, and that is now added. When we subtract, same situation, but I want to handle this question down here for two reasons. One, it's subtraction, and one, it is they do not have common denominators. So first of all, I'm going to take this minus sign and put it with the numerator. Now it's an addition problem, but I can't add numerators yet until I have a common denominator. Now I could simplify this first, and sometimes that helps, which means I notice that 3 and 6 can reduce to 1/2. So let's rewrite that, and we have plus a negative 1 over 2. Now I need a common denominator. What number can 5 and 2 both go into? I'm not talking about divide by, but go into, so a least common multiple, and that would be 10. So I would multiply this fraction by 5 to get a 10, but in order for the fraction to be proportional, I have to do top and bottom. The left one, to make it a 10, 5 times 2 would do the job, so again multiply top times 2. And that gives us a new set of fractions. We have 6/10 plus negative 5/10 because of the negative sign here, Now we have a common denominator, so we can take our numerators and put them together. And 6 plus negative 5 is 1, and we have 10 below.